of these NRM MPs who have been here mentioning, some NRM MPs who have been here mentioning that the MPs this side who are discussing about coffee is because of the voters' interest, that because the election time is about to reach.
Christine, bring
For your information, we are just
your point.
okay. Right, Honorable Speaker. The point I'm trying.
Christine, let me guide you. Let me guide you. Let me guide you, Christine. Wait. Let me guide you. You're saying without coffee, we will not be here. Me, I'm not here because of coffee. Because me, I'm a cattle keeper. That is number one. Number two, don't start pinpointing. No NRM has talked. I have not balanced the house. Okay. I have not balanced the house.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I apologize for that. But the Honorable Member who was here.
You expand that from the other, from...
Okay. Right, Honorable Speaker.
Withdraw.
I withdraw from the majority, but there is a Honorable Member who came here and said... Right, Honorable Speaker.
And speak why you don't want rationalization.
Okay, let me withdraw. But I know when it comes that side, that's what they're going to say. I'm withdrawing that. Right, Honorable Speaker. The point I'm trying to bring out is that we are not speaking about UCDA because of the voters, because of the elections which are due. We are fighting.
Simba.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, yesterday we were told by the chairperson that UCDA performs beyond the target. They have improved the quality and they have raised.
Honorable Simba, just a minute. In the public gallery this afternoon, we have students and teachers from Goodmark Secondary School located in Mukono District. They are represented by Honorable Kiwanuka Abdallah and Honorable Nabukera Hanifa. Hanifa, they are there. Wave, you greet them.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My students
Simba,
of Mukono, you're very welcome to Parliament. This is the Parliament of Uganda, and this is a Parliament that makes laws that govern the country. You are welcome. Right Honorable Speaker, thank you for this time. I want to associate myself with the Minority Report and also want to disagree with rationalization.
Thank you.
Simba. Thank you. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I was saying yesterday the Honorable Chair told us that UCDA is performing beyond the target. They have improved by quality and they have raised good revenue. Now, we are asking, why do we rationalize a UCDA before we think of other entities which are not making profit, like URA and other entities?
Thank you.
I think UCDA must stay and we think of URA and other entities.
Thank you.
Sebamala.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Mukatuliki and then Kawalia.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I will stand here to tell my fellow members,
listen,
that I'm not only a coffee farmer, but also an exporter. I have been in this business for quite some time. Coffee development has very many stages. From growing, that is seedlings, the type of soil, transportation, all those steps employ Ugandans to export. And the quality of coffee is what makes us stand out in the international market. It is what those people out there are looking for. I want the minister. Why I discern and I don't want actually to talk about dissolving UCDA is one. I want us to tell us how far you are, what steps you have taken, how far you are from within all those steps of coffee production, of the coffee value chain. Where are you? What shows that you're doing something before you even dissolve UCDA? So that we can, we can say 3 years. You will say that you won't even need you don't even need only 3 years to go ahead.
Thank you.
Just transportation. Sorry.
Katuleke.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to thank the chairman, the person who read the chairperson of the committee for the wonderful report she gave, apart from the conclusion. I liked every bit of it because she really brought it out that there was nothing that was repeated or, and everything, but the conclusion was, that's where we diverted, we deviated from each other. And my point here is, Madam Speaker, when you look at history, we had the cash crops, we had the coffee, cotton, tobacco, and tea. All those cash crops, they actually mapped that cotton is northern, I think tobacco West Nile, and then tea some parts, and there are organizations that run all these. There was Lint Marketing Board for cotton. There was coffee.
Kawalia.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, let me add my voice to that of the precurrent speakers, that at least I also want to appreciate the report, apart from the conclusion. When we are speaking about coffee, we are speaking about the chief cash crop of this nation. It is the backbone of most of us here. We all know that most of our parents, our grandparents, benefited from coffee. And during those days, like in the 60s and 70s, the quality of our coffee was compromised. It was not until when UCDA was established that at least the quality of our coffee has improved. So, as Ugandans, we all know what coffee has done to most of the Ugandans, most especially the youth. We all know that most Ugandans are unemployed, and most of those who don't have jobs had resolved to go and start growing coffee. What plans does government have? We all know the bureaucracy that is very, very growing in most of the government agencies, most especially the ministries. You're now saying that you want to merge or even dissolve or abolish. What plans do you have for the young generation?
Can we hear now from the
Thank
minister?
you, Madam Speaker.
Can we hear from the minister? Before the minister, the LOB has something. Before the minister, the LOB.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And Right Honorable Speaker, I'm glad that to a great extent, people that, colleagues that come from the coffee growing areas have been able to voice out the concerns of the stakeholders from the areas where they come. Right Honorable Speaker, we were here yesterday and the reports were tabled. I listened to the report of the Honorable Linda, very good report, as she kept laying down the good about UCDA. She mentioned UCDA is hitting its targets. The coffee economy has grown over the years. The roles of UCDA and MAIF are totally different and cannot be bungled together, and so on and so forth. I wondered what happened now with the conclusion, because I thought after laying that stage, it would be clear that MAIF should keep doing what it is doing. UCDA should be empowered to continue doing what it has been doing. Honorable Speaker, of course, like any other entity, UCDA has some imperfections, without doubt. But the challenges at the ministry are enormous. And that's why, as colleagues have been clearly airing it out, some of what the ministry is handling has seemed to be too much on its plate. And yet we are saying UCDA has been thriving. Why don't we empower it to thrive a lot more? Why don't we empower it to go to those areas which have now begun growing coffee? Because I listened to colleagues from West Nile and elsewhere, and they're saying we've also begun to grow coffee. But UCDA had not reached there. And clearly it is because, Right Honourable Speaker, government had decided, let us zone the country. These ones coffee, these ones dairy, and that kind of thing. And we must be able to move away from that. Yeah? Yeah, because if a crop can grow in a particular area, why not? Why not let it? So can we empower UCDA to go to those other areas? Because if it is showing that it is able to thrive in the areas where it is thriving now, why do you imagine it will have limitations when you empower it to go elsewhere? Honourable Speaker, the stakeholders of the coffee economy, including, of course, MPs from the coffee growing areas, have spoken on behalf of the 12.5 million people that are involved in the coffee economy. Can we listen to these stakeholders? Yesterday we did listen to colleagues who were making a case, saying they are from the dairy areas, the cattle growing areas, the cotton growing areas, and they told us, because we began to defend them, and they said, no, you people keep quiet. We are the ones who grow cotton. We are the ones who are producing milk. So we understand our issues better. And we want those entities to go back to the ministries. We actually gave up the fight. We said, now, how do you fight for someone who is saying, for us to want our entities to be rationalized? We let them be. Today, Right Honourable Speaker, you're hearing voices of people who represent stakeholders that are growing coffee. We need to listen to them. Right Honourable Speaker, I even think, personally, if need be, maybe some people who might say, well, we are not too sure, you could grant them maybe 2 weeks or that kind of thing to go and establish from their constituents, to be certain, because a number of us who are speaking, we have consulted the stakeholders that we represent. So we're not just speaking our mind, we're speaking the mind of the stakeholders that we represent. Honourable Speaker, very critically, the mandate of the 11th Parliament, this one, ends in 2026. I wonder why then we would say, let's give 3 years or even 5 years to bind the 12th Parliament. Why? Why do we want to bind the Parliament that will come after us? A number of us, I believe, will be back here, but we shall be back in the 12th Parliament. This is the 11th Parliament. If government is convinced that it requires 3 years or even 5 years to get the ministry set, to put in place all the infrastructure that is required, why don't you wait for the 3 years to elapse, put your house in order, come to the 12th Parliament and make your case? Because now we are operating in anticipation to say, well, we hope in 3 years we shall be ready. But you see, as some colleagues have mentioned rightly, to get the certification and all the infrastructure that is required in place, you need several years to do that. So government, let the 3 years, 5 years or whatever time you require to get ready, to put your house in order. Come to the 12th Parliament and make your case. Don't
Okay.
ask the 11th Parliament to bind the Parliament that will come after us.
Thank
you.
you. Honourable Minister. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I've been in the House and I've noted and observed you've given opportunity to your left side to contribute on this very important national matter. And those of us this side
Yeah, I'm going to give you.
have been denied the opportunity to
No.
contribute